Welcome, everyone, to this week astrology for the week of July 6th to July 12th. If you're catching this live, happy 4th of July. I hope everybody's going to be having a good day, a great weekend. Maybe you'll barbecue, maybe you'll go to the beach. Whatever you do, be sure to celebrate your freedom and celebrate America, greatest country in the world. Welcome to my channel if you are new here, and welcome back if you're returning. I'm Joshua the Psychic. You can check out my website, psychicsun.com, if there's anything I can do for you. So we are currently in still the waxing moon cycle until our full moon in Capricorn on July 10th. So the waxing moon cycle from our Cancerian new moon that we had on the 25th, it's the period of time between the new moon and the full moon. We're focusing on our intentions and we're taking inspired action. So this phase up until the 10th of July invites growth as we actively work to manifest new things in our lives, building momentum toward our goals and desires. Now, come July 10th of this week, we'll have our full moon in Capricorn, which will then start the waning moon until the new moon in Leo on July 24th. So we're drawing energy in under the waxing moon phase and then letting things go under the waning moon phase. What is love flows, what is not goes. That's what you can remember for that. So that full moon that we have in Capricorn on the 10th, we did taroscopes last night for that. So you can check that out in the description below to find out what is up for your sign or rising sign for that full moon. Last we spoke, and if you're catching this live, this is today, Venus will enter Gemini, which is going to be a very flirty transit for all of us. As Venus enters Gemini, our hearts are going to crave more variety, communication, and mental stimulation, especially in love and your relationships. So you want to embrace communication, express your thoughts and desires openly, stay adaptable. Gemini is very, very flexible, mutable sign. Be open to new experiences, both in romance and in financial endeavors, because Venus does rule money as well as love. And cultivate curiosity. That's a key Gemini word. Seek out variety and mental stimulation to keep things fresh and exciting. Now, also today, if you're catching this live on July 4th, Neptune will retrograde in Aries. So it's going to retrograde from July 4th to October 22nd. But note that it's going to continue to retrograde in Pisces after October 22nd until December 10th. And then it's going to go direct in Pisces and re-enter Aries in January of 2026. And then Neptune will stay in Aries until March 23rd, 2039, a very long transit. So as Neptune retrogrades in Aries, we're called to reflect on our dreams, desires, and motivation. This transit invites us to confront illusions and realign with more grounded, realistic goals. It's a time for introspection and focused action. So we'll talk more about that as the days go on. But let's now talk about this week and how you can make the most of it. Make the most of just one small day. That's what we do here on This Week Astrology. So on Sunday, July 6th, your moon will be in Scorpio, intense Scorpio, until 6:05 p.m. Eastern. So during that time and throughout your weekend, again, if you're catching this live on 4th of July, you're embracing transformation and emotional truths. Then at 6:05 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, the moon will shift to Sagittarius, at which point we're going to be expanding our horizons, seeking adventure, and opening our minds to possibilities. So the Scorpio energy is a little bit intense, and then you get that broader picture perspective with that moon in Sagittarius come Sunday evening. Numerologically, it's a 6 on Sunday, which is all about care, responsibility, and it signifies nurturing, protection, and service. Think empathy and commitment. And on Sunday, you got two beautiful sextiles, supportive sextiles. So really great energy on Sunday. Venus and Gemini will sextile Neptune in Aries. So we're exploring creativity in love. We're going to be very imaginative. So you might want to explore new ways to connect with others on a deeper, more intuitive level. And if you're an artist, well, you're in for a treat because this is a very artistic, imaginative transit. It's also really, really nice for romance. So be sure to have a lot of fun. At the same time, Venus in Gemini will also be sextiling Saturn and Aries because Saturn and Neptune are conjunct. So with Venus and Gemini sextiling Saturn and Aries, we're to foster stable connections through communication, balance. We're going to be balancing curiosity with commitment and building lasting foundations in our relationship. So with this Venus Saturn sextile, there may be a certain level of responsibility that is tied to your relationships, or you might want to ground your relationships and make them more stabilized, really respond to your partner. And, this aspect is all about commitment. So you may be putting a ring on it. You may be deciding that you want some kind of commitment if you're going to be going further. So this could be a very good marriage transit. You might get married. You might get proposed to. That could be really great with that Venus sextile Saturn. It's all about commitment and being responsible in your relationships at the same time, because Venus is in Gemini. The fun isn't being sucked out of it. So do enjoy that. And on Monday, the 7th of July, we're, of course, still under our waxing moon phase until the 10th of July. So we're drawing in energy, focusing on what we want. Your moon on Monday will be in Sagittarius. Keywords for Sagittarius moon on Monday include adventurous, optimistic, philosophical, honest, generous, enthusiastic, bold, restless, idealistic, open-minded, freedom-loving, and wanderlust. Sagittarians are wanderers. They're easy to fall in love with, but it's hard to get them to stick around because, well, they're explorers and they're always looking for the next best thing. So do bear that in mind on Monday. And it's a 7 on Monday, it being the 7th of July. 7 represents wisdom and contemplation, signifying understanding, introspection, and spiritual depth. Think knowledge and inner reflection. There's a dreamy vibe to that 7 energy, and it's very imaginative. And you also have another positive aspect on Monday. Venus and Gemini will trine Pluto in Aquarius. So a trine is a harmonious blend of energy. Both Venus in Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring us an extra amount of air energy. And this is transformative, but again, there's a lightness to it because the aspect is in air. So we're experiencing deep transformative connections, most likely, under this aspect, intellectual attraction, and we can allow our relationships to evolve through meaningful conversations and shared ideals. So this might be light, but it also is transformative. And on Monday, of course, is the moon's day. So be sure to double down on your self-care and focus on what you want, repeating in your mind how you want things to go. Visualizing is really good for Monday, the moon's day. But it's a very transformative day, a really good date night day, especially if you're looking to bring things to that next level. Also, on Monday, Uranus, planet of rebellion, will be entering Gemini as well. So we have a lot of Gemini energy. That's going to be from July 7th to November 7th. And then Uranus will continue in Gemini from April 26, 2026 to May 22nd, 2033. So this is a very long-term transit. As Uranus transits Gemini, expect sudden shifts, innovative ideas, and a desire for intellectual freedom. This ingress invites us to break free from routine thinking, to explore new perspectives, and to embrace unconventional methods. It's a time to challenge the status quo and to experiment with new ways of thinking and communicating. Think unexpected insights and breakthroughs throughout this whole time. Uranus, I think, is going to do much better in Gemini than it had in Taurus, because Uranus is all about change, and Taurus is not about change. Taurus likes the status quo, and Tauruses will be getting finally be getting a reprieve while Uranus goes into Gemini. Of course, Uranus will go back into Taurus come November 7th, but then it will return to Gemini. So to make the most of this transit, embrace change, be open to sudden ideas and shifts that challenge your usual way of thinking. Sure, it might not be part of your plan, but what if it was way better than what you had expected or what you had planned? Stay flexible, adapt to new technologies, communication styles, and ways of connecting with others. Uranus is all about change, and Gemini is very, very adaptable. So it's going to be much easier for us to pivot, make changes. I would say with all these aspects, allow yourself to not feel attached to any identity or really any philosophy or any method that you may have, because this is going to shake things up and you want to be flexible. You don't want to go along with something just because we've always done it this way. Like, that's a bad excuse, especially with Uranus and Gemini. Foster innovation, seek out new solutions, and embrace unconventional thinking in all areas of your life. So we'll talk more about this transit as time goes on. And on Tuesday, the 8th of July, we are still in our waxing moon phase. We're focusing on what we want. And then we're going to be letting go of what we don't want come that full moon, or after that full moon on the 10th of July. And Tuesday is Mars's day, planet of action, drive, and initiative. So if you need to get a lot done, Tuesday will be the day to do it. Your moon will be in Sagittarius on Tuesday, so seek adventure, expand your horizons, and embrace optimism. It's a time to explore new ideas, to take risks, and to stay open to exciting possibilities. This is going to be great because you can dream big with this moon in Sagittarius, and then when that moon enters Capricorn, you can then give your dreams feet. Like, okay, well, this is the ideal. How can we make it happen? What's our step-by-step practical approach? And 8 is the number on Tuesday, it being the 8th of July. And 8 represents abundance and power, signifying ambition, financial success, and authority. Think material prosperity and achievement. And if that wasn't enough, it's National Blueberry Day. Indulge in nature's sweet treat. Blueberries are delicious and promote clarity, intuition, and focus, boosting your inner wisdom. If you've been working with me for a while, you know that every single fruit, vegetable has a metaphysical use, and blueberries are really good for your third eye chakra. Your third eye is indigo, so any color fruit aligns with the same color of the chakra. So this chakra or this fruit, blueberries, is really good for your third eye chakra, helping you to see the big picture. It's really good for your intuition. It's good for you to even visualize. So definitely enjoy that. Happy 4th of July, Kelsey. Nice to see you. So have some blueberries, and they're also good for protection, actually. So if you for instance, if you have a body part that could get easily injured, maybe like a tennis elbow or something like that, you can always have a blueberry shake and then say to yourself, oh, I'm protecting myself. But blueberries are great nonetheless. Lots of antioxidants, as well as those metaphysical uses, especially for that third eye chakra. So on Wednesday, the 9th of July, your moon will be in Sagittarius until 4:54 a.m. Eastern. So up until that time, we're exploring, we're seeking freedom, we're embracing that spirit of adventure that comes with Sagittarius. Now, come 4:54 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday, the moon will shift to Capricorn. So we go from that party hardy vibe to focusing on responsibility, setting our goals, and working towards long-term success. Numerologically, we're completing a cycle, which is perfect right before this full moon that we have on the 10th of July. 9 represents humanitarianism and compassion, signifying healing, altruism, and closure. Think empathy and global awareness. There's a certain level of responsibility that comes with 9, realizing, okay, well, we're not the only people in the world, and we have to be responsible. Like, we got to do what we can do for humanity, right? And that 9 energy will help us to do that. It doesn't have to be anything big. I think it just has to do with the intentions that you set for the world at large. And in the meantime, you can have a sugar cookie because it is National Sugar Cookie Day on Wednesday. It's a sweet treat that's as comforting as it is delicious. Sugar cookies bring joy, warmth, and a touch of nostalgia, perfect for uplifting your spirits. Just be careful of that sugar crash. You don't want to have too many cookies, or you're likely to have a crash afterwards, and that's not very fun. So do enjoy that. What is this, Kelsey? You have an interview on Tuesday. I'll have to go back and listen to it. Hope it's a good day for it. Oh, on Tuesday for your interview? Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah. Well, I think it'll be a good day. You got your moon in Sagittarius. I think it's going to be a good day. No aspects are exact on Tuesday, so it should be good for you. It should be good for you, Kelsey. So on Thursday, the 10th of July, so we have it, folks. This is our buck moon. Our buck moon. Your Capricorn full moon. And it's on Jupiter's day. So that's good. So that means that this full moon energy is going to be particularly lucky. And it's going to give a little bit more expansion than a Capricorn full moon otherwise would. In fact, this Capricorn full moon is pretty cool. I think it's probably one of the best Capricorn full moons, just because Capricorn is not happy. I mean, the moon is not happy in Capricorn. It's detrimented, right? Because the moon is ruled by the sign of Cancer, Capricorn's opposite sign. So there's an awkwardness with the Capricorn full moon. But because Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, is in Aries, and it's making wonderful sextiles to both Pluto and trine making a sextile to Pluto and a sextile to Uranus, and a wider one with Venus. So this is actually a really good Capricorn full moon. And it's time to honor your harvest, because that full moon is probably going to bring your manifestations, or some manifestations you'll have. So honor what you've achieved, reflect on the hard work you've put in, make any adjustments. You might want to think about those wishes that you made for that new moon and say, okay, well, what do I need to release, right? What do I need to release, or what do I need to adjust in order to stay the course, in order to make it happen? So make adjustments, refine your plans, and take practical steps toward achieving your long-term goals. That Capricorn full moon energy is all about structural change. Like, how can you change the underlying structure of things so it's not a quick fix? You want to make sure that whatever you're building is built to last, right? Because that Capricorn energy is more concerned with long-term stability as opposed to quick fixes. And 10, numerologically, is all about completion and renewal. It signifies fullness, new beginnings, and progress. Think success and fresh opportunities. Again, this number is really great because it's a 10. So you have that fulfillment, that fulfillment, closing a cycle with the number 10, but also the cross sum of 10 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So while it's about completion, it's also about a new beginning, which is perfect for your full moon. And if that wasn't enough, it's National Kitten Day. Embrace the playful charm of these furry little bundles. Kittens bring joy, comfort, and unconditional love, brightening any day with their cute antics. I don't know, is that debatable, that kittens are unconditionally loving? I always think of dogs as unconditionally loving, but perhaps kittens are too. Perhaps kittens are too. Sounds like a good moon. I'll have to put my amethyst out. Yes, you should. That's a really good idea, Kelsey. That's a really good idea. It's a really good idea. So enjoy your kitten day. And well, let me know. Do you think kittens can be unconditionally loving? I feel like they can be a bit aloof. I see dogs more as unconditional, but maybe kittens are too. Maybe kittens are unconditionally loving as well. And now that we've had our full moon in Capricorn, we have started our waning moon cycle come the 11th or come the 10th, right after that full moon. So the waning moon cycle, it's all about letting go of things that no longer work. And it doesn't have to be negative or dramatic. Granted, this lady has really had it, but look how poised and calm she is as she's burning things up. Metaphorically, what is she no longer dealing with, right? That full moon will shine a light on a particular area of your life, and it will give you a sense of, okay, yeah, this isn't going to work. This isn't me any longer. and you're essentially walking away from things in any way you wish. So this waning moon will be from July 11th until July 24th. It's from that full moon to the new moon, a time to celebrate your harvest, complete your projects, and release what no longer serves you. It's a period of letting go of resistance and blocks, making room for new intentions and adjustments for growth. So consider your ideal scenarios and what doesn't belong here, right? What is not helping you to achieve your goals, right? Because we can be going toward our goals, or we can be going away from our goals. And that full moon and that subsequent waning moon is going to help you realize, okay, yeah, this isn't part of the plan. This isn't helping us. So on Friday, the 11th of July, your moon will be in Capricorn until 1:21 a.m. Eastern. So we're taking practical steps with that Capricorn moon and focusing on structure. It's like, how can you create a template for your life, right? How can you say, okay, yeah, no, this is the new story. This is the new script. Everything's always working out for me. I love everyone and everyone loves me. Whatever paradigm you want to introduce into your life, well, this is the time to do it. Come 1:21 a.m. Eastern on Friday, your moon will shift to Aquarius. So we're going to be embracing innovation. We're thinking outside the box. We're connecting with friends, because Aquarius is all about their friends and progressive ideas. So this energy is going to be pretty cool. After that Capricorn full moon, we're going to be entering that Aquarius moon, and it's all about knowing the rules, Capricorn, so you then can break the rules. You might be feeling a desire for more freedom when that moon enters Aquarius on Friday. 11, numerologically, represents inspiration and enlightenment. It signifies idealism, innovation, and visionary insights. Think intuition and creativity. And it's a master number, 11, right? Because it's a double digit of the same number. So it's a very karmic day. Definitely make sure that you're setting your intentions, especially since we'll be having that full moon energy we get to play with. Think about what do I need to release? How can I release resistance? What's in the way of my ideals? And you can use some essential oils to help you with it. It's International Essential Oils Day on Friday, which is very Venetian, right? Embrace the healing power of nature's purest scents. Essential oils promote relaxation, balance, and wellness, which is perfect for nurturing your mind, your body, and your soul. That could be great. So do enjoy your Friday with all that Venus energy, with your essential oils. It could be a very unpredictable day, and I think a very positive one. So do enjoy that. And on Saturday, the 12th of July, your moon will be in Aquarius all day long. Remember, Saturday is Saturn's day, so it's a double whammy of Saturn energy. It's a great day to get your ducks in a row, particularly with that Capricorn full moon energy still in effect. So it's a matter of getting things structured, tidied up, organized. Plan your work and work your plan. Your moon will be at Aquarius all day on Saturday, giving you a double whammy of Saturn energy. The contemporary ruler of Aquarius is Uranus, but its traditional ruler is Saturn. So your keywords for your Aquarius moon on Saturday include innovative, independent, humanitarian, eccentric, intellectual, unconventional, friendly, visionary, and progressive. And 12, numerologically, represents universality and completion. It signifies perfection, cosmic order, and spiritual wisdom. Think wholeness and harmony. And it's a very abundant number because the cross sum of 12 is 3, right? So it's like the Empress in the Tarot. The Empress in the Tarot, which is all about naturalness. So maybe you'll go skinny dipping. Oh my goodness, this could be great. Embrace freedom and body positivity on International Skinny Dipping Day. Let go of inhibitions, dive into the refreshing water, and enjoy being at one with nature. Just don't get yourself arrested. Don't get arrested on International Skinny Dipping Day. But maybe you could skinny dip. That could be a lot of fun. Just be careful. Just be careful and do the right thing. So enjoy that on Saturday. Also on Saturday, Saturn is going retrograde. Now, this isn't as challenging as, say, like a Mercury retrograde or, God forbid, a Venus or Mars retrograde, which are terrible. Saturn is it's not going to be as challenging, but it is going to be a good time for us to really work on our structures and our internalized sense of how things run, right? Because Saturn is all about structure, and that retrograde is going to make things more internalized. We're going to get more of a sense of what's going on in the internal landscape, how we operate, our inner workings, our paradigms, our patterns of behavior, and also our relationship with our fathers, with Saturn, and also that Aries energy. So as Saturn goes retrograde in Aries, we're prompted to reflect on our responsibilities, commitments, and personal boundaries. This transit encourages us to reassess our approach to discipline and ambition, and it's a time to confront any structures that no longer serve our growth. Focus on reworking plans and refining your approach to long-term goals. To make the most of this retrograde cycle, revisit your commitments. Reflect on whether your responsibilities align with your true ambitions. Are you just doing what you've always been doing because you've always been doing it? Or do your actions and plans align with your up-to-date values and priorities? Like, what's really important to you now? What are you building in your life? And do you have a plan for that? Also, release outdated structures. Let go of rigid plans that no longer support your growth. And I would also say you may want to let go of rigidity. We have a lot of Gemini energy that is surfacing during this period. And you want to make sure that you're being really flexible and not being stubborn, because there's probably going to be some really, really great ideas, especially with Uranus entering Gemini. It's going to make a trine to Pluto and Aquarius. It's going to be really a matter of the new ideas you come up with are going to be way, way, way better and more innovative than what you had thought you were going to do before. So be flexible. There's probably a better way of going about what you want to accomplish. So refine your approach. Use this time to adjust and fine-tune your strategies for success. So remember that Saturn's going to go retrograde in Aries on July 12th. Now, come September 1st, the retrograde is still in effect, but because Saturn's going backwards, it's going to go back into Pisces, where it had been for the past 2 years, 2.5 years. So Saturn will continue retrograding in Aries until September 1st, after which it will resume its retrograde cycle in Pisces. Now, on November 28th, 2025, Saturn will go direct. And when it goes direct, it's going to be in Pisces. And then on February 13th, 2026, Saturn's going to re-enter the sign of Aries and remain there until April 12th, 2028. So we have Saturn retrograding. It's going to be in Aries when it retrogrades. It's going to back into Pisces, then it's going to return to Aries. So you want to really think about being responsible for your authenticity, being responsible for your self-assertion with that Aries energy, and to really look at your relationship with discipline and structure. Saturn retrograde is a great time to really give your life a look and say, okay, well, what are we doing here? And realistically, where does it look like we're going? Because if you look at the structures of your life, that's a really good way to predict how things are going to turn out for you, right? The underlying structure of your life. So do enjoy Saturn's retrograde in Aries. We'll talk more about that as time goes on. And so we did it, folks. We went through every single day of the week. Thank you, Kelsey, for joining. Great to see you or anybody else who might be there in the shadows. I'm Joshua the Psychic, of course, so check out my website, psychicsun.com. If there's anything I can do for you, and do look in the description for all of our free resources that are there for you, especially for that full moon in Capricorn that we have on the 10th. Have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, everyone, and a wonderful full moon in Capricorn, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.